Labrad. And as the local, she sells AKMs and Mosins and those kind of Eastern weapons. The first thing that you need to note about these is that because there is no top rail like there is in Tarkov at the moment in the game, something like the AKM, you can't get any sights on it. At least you can't from early level traders as far as I've seen so far. So in order to be able to actually modify these weapons to add sights to your AKs, if you want to use one properly in the field, you have to have either the AKMN or the AKMSN. Now you can do this in two different ways. You can either buy an AKM, buy an AKMN base and then swap the parts over onto it, or you can just kind of build it from scratch. So if we buy an AKMN, we'll then also need to go and buy a gas block. So an AKM gas block will do. We'll then need a handguard. I think we're going to buy this one because this has got Picatinny rail on the top and the bottom. This will allow us to add a vertical foregrip, and Artisan is the first person that we're allowed to buy other foregrips than the M-Lock one that we find on Gunny, the RK0, the RK4, the RK5, and the RK6. They're kind of like in pairs. So the RK5 and the RK0 are basically the same, and the RK6 and the RK4 are also basically the same. So just pick the one that's lightest. I was using the RK5 because of the recoil control on this one. But needless to say, we'll go and buy one of those, or we'll go and get the RK5 and one of these handguards, as I said, so we can actually attach it on. Next, we can go and buy an MOE AK grip. This gives you a few better stats than the basic one. And then the next thing that we really are probably going to want to add is a stock. So on this one, we can get the MOE AK stock, which again has some better stats than the standard version. I'm not even sure if you can buy the wooden one that comes with the AKM. The only alternative here is the AKMSN foldable stock, and this one presumably only fits on this because as you can see the little drilled hole there, that's not present on the AKMN. So if you buy the AKMN, you probably have to go for the MOE AK stock as well. And then from here, we want to add some sights to this weapon. So we're going to have to use this, the BP02 side mount. Now the N in the name here, this represents the fact that it has a dovetail mount. You can just about see it here. You can't zoom in on Greyzone. There's a little slot there that allows you to attach a mount, and the BP02 is one of them. We'll attach the BP02 into here, and we'll buy something in a moment. So the way to organize this is we're going to add the gas block first. We can add the stock next. We can then put on the handguard. We'll put on the vertical foregrip, a pistol grip, and then the sight mount onto that. So now what we need to do is get a magazine, and the gun will technically be functional, and then we need to add something on the top. So really the choice is yours. You can either add one of the sights that we've used previously, like the holographics that we've had before from Gunny, something like this, the EXPS2. I prefer the one not with the one dot, but one with the circle. You can also, at level 1, you can get the ACOG. The ACOG comes from Gunny as well, and this one is down here. It's quite expensive, 1.94k. In order to attach it to the AK, differently to the M4, because the ACOG will actually slide along the carry handle, so you don't necessarily need to buy a mount. But on the AK, because we've just got a regular Picatinny rail on top of the weapon here, we need to buy a mount first. We've got an ACOG mount there that we can stick right onto that, and I've already got an ACOG somewhere else that we can use. Take it away from the old M4 and stick it onto the AK. So this way you can get a 4x scope from level 1 traders. It is Artisan, so you don't get her straight away, but this then allows you to use ammo from in raid. And also one extra thing, the final piece that tops this off, is we can buy the PBS-01 suppressor. This is the first suppressor that we're able to get access to for assault rifles, earlier than the M4s and the Western equivalents. We can stick this on, and then we can shoot this gun and have a good time, which is very, very nice. Now, if sniping is your preferred style, Artisan also helps us build a sniper as well. There is a Mosin, which is already available here, the Mosin Nagant Sniper, but this is a short version, and this doesn't have a mount on the side to attach a sight, which is very unfortunate. And this is because the stock that is on it is the carbine version of the stock and not the sniper version. Also, if we want to use the sniper rifle in the best capacity, we probably want a little bit better accuracy. This M4, the stock M4 that we've got, is 2.15 MOA. If you don't know what MOA is, it means minute of angle, and you can go away and look up that, but it's basically a representation of how tight the spread is. On the Mosin, we've got 3 here, which is not that good really. It's okay for close range, but as you get further away, you might just miss due to the inaccuracy of the gun. However, what Artisan does have is she has a long barrel, a 730 barrel here, and this one has an MOA of 1.5, which is a lot better. So the way that we could do this is either just buy the Mosin and then swap the stuff over, or again, you can buy the Mosin lower, which is my preferred way. You can then buy a 730mm barrel. We could buy the big Mosin stock. This is the sniper version of the stock, rather than, you can't get the carbine one here, but you can get this weird folding one, but we're not going to do that. We're going to grab this one. And then, because we now have a dovetail mount, we need to be able to attach it in some way. This is the mount that lets you get started. This is the Kuchtov mount. You can put that through into here. And then you need the PU rings. This attaches to the Kuchtov mount, which goes onto the gun. And on top of those, you then need a little sight. And the sight that will fit into this is the PU 3.5. This is the Mosin sight. It is the only one that fits in. It's not very modular. It's a very old weapon. We buy all these pieces and spin the Mosin around, put the stock on, put the barrel in. If you move it so it's the right size, we put the mount on. We then put the ring mount on, and then we put the optic on the inside. Now, the only thing that we need to do left is to buy a magazine. Buy the internal 5-round magazine, because that's what the Mosin supports, and there you have it. You have a sniper rifle with 1.5 MOA, which is pretty good, and you've got that at level 1 traders as well. So this kind of fits all of your needs. You can build as the local M4, a level 1 AKMN, and a level 1 Mosin, mostly using Artisan and a few parts from Gunny. Now, the final part that I want to talk about is, again, back on Gunny and building a really good M4. So there is a decent M4 that's here for $3,820 US. This has got the nice gas block, and there's a few other things that are good about it, like the 3-prong. If you want to go unsuppressed, the 3-prong is the way. We were talking before about the Colt A1, which is fairly decent, but the problem with that is that it is only 10% recoil reduction. Once you get to Gunny level 2, you can then upgrade this to the 3-prong, which is 20% recoil reduction instead, which is very, very strong. The alternative to this in terms of muzzles is the single suppressor that you get access to for 5.56 weapons, which is the RC1. And this is the one we were looking at previously. The RC1 goes on top of the SOCOM 3-prong flash hider, which is the SF3P. And when you put these two things together, you don't quite get to the 3-prong. It's not the 20%, but you've got 15% from here and 2% from there, so 17%, which should be good enough, especially given that you're now suppressed. So this is really the way to go when you want to be building an M4 out and making it really, really good. We're going to start by taking our M4 here, and we're going to pimp this guy out. When we look at the new handguards that we've got available, we've got the RAS2 12-inch and the 9.5-inch. These ones have got recoil control statistics on them as well, but the RAS2 is the best. So we're going to stick this guy on. I'm going to take away the old M-lock and put this one on instead. Now, depending on exactly what you're looking for, you can go for weapon handling here, and this one doesn't give you any recoil control or any arm stamina drain, but unfortunately this one doesn't fit on this particular handguard, so we have to pick something else. I do think that the shift is quite good. There's a few different options here. We've got like the RVG, the UTG, and we've got the UTG Slim as well. And between these lot, some of them give you recoil control, some of them give you weapon handling. It's kind of a bit of a balance for each. You know, you get better arm stamina with a shift grip, but you also get some recoil control as well, but weapon handling is slightly worse. Or you've got good weapon handling with a little bit less recoil control, but the arm stamina drain is better as well. So I've been settling for the shift. Bizarrely, as I said, when I've been testing these things, it hasn't really seemed to matter all that much. So I think you can kind of just pick any of these if you want to and just stick them on. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the SF3P from a different weapon, and this one over here. I'll take off the A2, and then I'm going to use the SF3P from this particular gun just to save me from buying it. And then in terms of stocks, there's a new stock that appears, which is the Daniels Defense butt stock. I'm going to take off the nylon stock. We'll just compare the two together. We've got 6% recoil control versus 2, arm stamina drain is 0, and weapon handling is 4 rather than 2 as well. So this is a straight upgrade. I'm going to remove the nylon stock, and we'll add the Daniels Defense stock on instead from this other gun. Saves me from just buying another one and filling up my stash, because I'm only using the basic stash because I want the new player experience before I upgrade to the higher versions, because it feels slightly more authentic that way to me. Then we've got a very good pistol grip, this Torque pistol grip. This is better even than the MOE. You can see it again, it's a straight upgrade except for a tiny little bit of arm stamina. So we're going to be buying another one of those and using that instead of the MOE, which is pretty nice. Now we could take off the carry handle and we can go for an Elcan, which you are also able to buy at Gunny level 2. The Elcan is a significant improvement over the top of the ACOG because you now have a 1x and a 4x, and also the picture is wider and it's generally just nicer to use. Now finally, I don't know exactly how much difference this makes, but you can technically buy a 16-inch barrel for the M4. I have done this on some of my weapons. This increases the muzzle velocity. Doesn't seem to do anything else specifically in game. There aren't any stats on it other than muzzle velocity, but I have a feeling that Madfinger have got some of these ballistics changing with the muzzle velocity that you have on the different weapons, and so maybe it's worthwhile swapping over to the longer versions of the gun. This does decrease the weapon handling, but as I said, you will get faster bullet velocity. This one has plus 8% muzzle velocity over the 14.5-inch, which has got 0, and you also get better accuracy too, 1.83 versus 2.5 for the other one. So this seems like a good thing to do if you want to make sure that your gun is absolutely performing as best as possible. So the difference between these guns at level
بالك أنا فالو كي
to Gunny, and the guns at level 1 are night and day. And again, this all comes back to this particular parameter, this recoil reduction parameter. Right now, we have 5 plus 15 plus another 2. We've got 22% recoil reduction, which is actually a lot. And if you go and compare the same build without recoil reduction and the same build with recoil reduction, it is dramatically different. The one final thing that you might want to upgrade is potentially the charging handle. There's two that give you 4%, the Grip and Rip AR-15, or this one, the Guys Lee charging handle. These are both 4%. You can get this if you want. It depends on whether you think it's worth it. You're going to swap them over, and then you just get a little bit of better reload time than you did previously. But this is pretty much all you need. Like, this gun, it feels like night and day from going from the level 1 guns, and I'm a huge fan. I've been enjoying it a lot, playing it since I got to level 2 Gunny, so it's definitely worth pushing through those quests and getting to level 2, because it really opens the game up. And in my opinion, the Elcan is kind of required to play the game in a fun way. Using the ACOG only, being stuck on 4x mode, when you get suddenly surprised by an AI close up, it really sucks. But with the Elcan, you feel like you can fight either close range or long range pretty easily. Also, once you get to Gunny level 2, you can buy M855, which is armor piercing, and except in the starter tan where HPBT is quite good, this is a hollow point bullet, so it does a lot of damage to people without any armor. This won't penetrate through armor at all, and pretty much all the AI outside the starter tan will be wearing armor of some kind. So 855 feels like it just goes through a lot more consistently than any of the other bullets. If you don't have this and you do have to go outside of the starter tan, then maybe choose either FMJ or M193, because these ones are kind of armor piercing, but not really. They'll at least tide you over until you can buy M855 from Gunny level 2. So there you have it, the 3 best builds for weapons at level 1 and a really good M4 build for level 2 traders that hopefully will carry you through the early game on Greyzone Warfare. I've been having a lot of fun with the level 2 build, but as always,
What does your shirt say? It
Well, the
says
fighting is going on.
loyalty.
V Rising, I guess we'll take a look at this. So, a little while back, BSG ended up making a tweet. They deleted the tweet. Not too long ago, when Arena Breakout was breaking their balls, BSG called Arena Breakout a blatantly plagiarist game right after the
let's use this for the time being. Follow the mobile account money.
Want to use your phone as a stream camera? Streamlabs just released a feature that shouldn't allow you to do this, but it does. They released a feature called the Collab Cam, which allows you to collaborate with other creators, essentially Zoom, but built into Streamlabs. We can actually use this feature to connect our phone to our stream and get an insane looking webcam 100% free. Simply open Streamlabs and add a new Collab Cam source to your scene, copy the link and send it to your phone, paste that link in the browser on your phone, give your phone a name, select the front or back
Oh, this one.
Backlash began from the Unheard edition. And while everybody kind of scoffed at that one, like this is just really bad timing, we all thought that BSG was just being jealous D-bags. Apparently, that's not true because Illogical put out a tweet saying stealing Tarkov game code. A community member reached out to me with stuff he found in a popular cheating forum. People have already ripped the game apart and found copied code from B-State games using actual Tarkov boss names in the mobile and desktop games. Not a good sign at all. So the screenshot on the left is not from Tarkov. It is directly from the mobile and desktop versions of Arena Breakout. So, and then the forum was basically headlined the moment when you copy someone's homework and don't even bother to change the names. And then this was the screenshot. And for those of you that can't see it or aren't looking at it, some of these names are like kill a distance to be enemy boss, kill a close attack distance, kill a distance to suppress, Kajani min distance to loot, Gluhar follower scout distance end attack, Gluhar boss wanna attack chance, Gluhar stop assault attack distance. I mean, like the list just kind of keeps going on and on. So this looks like a blatant rip of BSG's code. The problem is that the game is Tencent's game. And they're in China. Happened, the game is Chinese. It's a Tencent game. So even with all of that, there's no like legal recourse because China literally doesn't give a fuck. As shitty as BSG is, it doesn't give me any confidence at all in Arena Breakout. And I already wasn't gonna play it, but now I'm definitely not playing it because like it's one like there's no way that I'm gonna reward people for being thieves. That doesn't make any sense. As much as I dislike BSG's business practices, and as much as I want to be like, yeah, like fuck them. I mean, they have every right to try and like defend their own IP, right? They like we can punish BSG and not say that Arena Breakout is okay for being dickbags about it. And it looks like they blatantly ripped off code. So I don't know if they're going to like actually do anything about it.
This is the most ridiculous shit I've ever seen.
There you go. Yeah.
In Japanese, in Japanese. Honda? Ooh, let's go, Burnstock. Let's go. Having a kid, bro, is the most beautiful thing in the world and is the best thing in the world. But it's the hardest thing in the world, bro.
My friend didn't get the job. Thanks for nothing, chat. Doberman remains
warning shots,
unemployed.
Bro. It was warning shots. It was warning shots. I promise. Brrr, the vector go. Brrr. I don't know what's going on, okay? Don't ask me. Everything is just weird right now, dude. Ah! Ah!
Come on, why are you downloading this?
Friend didn't get the job. Thanks for nothing, chat. Doberman remains
warning shots,
unemployed.
Bro. It was warning shots. It was warning shots. I promise. Brrr, the vector go. Brrr. I don't know what's going on, okay? Don't ask me. Everything is just weird right now, dude. Ah! Ah! I don't know what's going on with me right now, dude. Follow me. I'm a snake. Follow me. I'm a snake. Follow me. I'm a snake. Yeah! Dude, do you guys remember the PUBG lobbies?
Hello, hello.
Hello?
Girls 跟一 Girls 一 Stand up.
Wait, what? How do you know my name?
No, stand up. Yo. Stand up, stand up.
Okay. How do you know my name?
I know, stand up. Good.
Yeah. Hello. Where you from, bro? Where
Hello.
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 Yo, what's up, bro?
Hello.
Hello.
You look at me, stand up.
What? You want me to help you to stand up?
Come on.
One second. Hello. Hola.
Come on.
I don't work with cheaters, motherfucker. I don't work with cheaters. Who do you think I am?
Safety cameras, swaps. موبايل يستخدمه قبل ما يبركنه موبايل كان سوى حاجة 60 لا لا فرنت 60 في شابس شاب نجس شاب